offense poses a really big matchup nightmare here between Heacock and Miles Jones. And there you see Vaccaro driving topside, drawing the flag and finishing.
Vaccaro had his helmet looked like coming half off and still was able to score. The second-year player out of Villanova.
Well, Coach, this has been a busy week. It starts last Saturday with a win on the road in Florida, and then last night you drop one, a close one, back and forth with Charlotte. Big sort of sample size here, 3 games, early evaluation. What are some of the things that have stood out to you about this version of the team that we know will change over the coming weeks?
Well, I think this team has to protect the ball better than we have so far this year. I think we had 20 turnovers last night against Charlotte. We lost. We had 10 turnovers against Florida. We won. So winning face-offs, you don't have a big advantage if you give it back by turning it over. So that would be the number one area of concern with who we are right now, is that we can't turn the ball over at the volume that we are.
And is that a factor with this offense, sort of still figuring out roles, limited practice time, which we know? How do you fix that over the course of games that you still need to win?
Well, we're going to fix it. And, they're getting better at it. I thought Miles Jones played his best game of the year. Was really happy the way he practiced. You could see a difference in him.
Out to Jones, thought about the two-pointer. Instead feeds the crease in. Diving in to make the score, Ryan Tucker.
Great heads-up play. Miles Jones sees 3 defenders fly out, throws the ball to Tucker, who has a tremendous face dodge, and finishes with the diving goal.
Second assist of the quarter for Jones.
Well, let's stick with the immediate in that Charlotte win. I always appreciate your directness, and after the game I thought it was interesting that you put it right on your shoulders. You said this loss was my fault, I think pointing to an offsides call late in that game. Why was it important for you to make it clear that you were taking this one on your shoulders?
Well, because I thought our team really tried hard. The group of guys that we had out there competed and fought, and I didn't want them to be weighed down by the game. And, the all sides, I didn't want the kids, I didn't want our coaches. I'm big enough to handle this, and I want us to move on and get ready for the next one. So I thought it was the right thing to do, and I believed it was the correct thing. Ultimately, it's my fault, and I didn't want to beat our guys up.
You touched on Miles Jones, and it was great to see his stat line, especially in the assist department. 2 other names I want to touch on. Colin Heacock, over the course of 3 games really, but especially the last 2, seems to be emerging as a guy that you'll be able to count on here over the course of this season in a variety of roles. What's made him maybe even better in year 2 as a pro?
Well, he came back 20 pounds stronger and heavier. He really worked out hard in the winter, and you can see the big difference. I think Colin's a guy, always kidding him around, he's 2-goal Colin. Because he gets 2 goals, he's such a happy-go-lucky kid. He doesn't really try to compete to get more. And last night he had 3, and I thought, we had the ball in his stick an awful lot. And with that came some responsibility that we might have turned the ball over 4 times, as a matter of fact. But the bottom line is he's getting better. He can play attack. He can play midfield, and that's one of the decisions we have this week where we're going to play him.
The face-off position at one point over the course of your tenure was a concern, and now it became a luxury. You trade away Ben Williams for a draft pick, I imagine because of what Stephen Kelly's shown you over the course of this 3-game start to the season. Much like Colin, what has he done over the course of the offseason to put himself in a position now where he's really one of the better face-off men to start the season in the league?
Well, I would say this, is that Bones knew what, last year Ben Williams beat him out. I watch practice every day, and the coach's decision to play the right face-off guy was Ben Williams. This year, the right face-off guy was Stephen Kelly. He really wanted to be – he worked out hard, and he won the matchup. We traded Ben not really because we wanted to, but Ben's in the face-off business, and he needed to get some reps, and he asked to be moved, so we moved him. But, the face-off has been – Stephen is so tenacious and competitive that even if he loses it, he tries to get it back. And he's really a warrior. And, we had a period late in the third and the fourth that Massa, who's a quality face-off guy, won 3 or 4 in a row. But Stephen was able to bow his neck a little bit, and we won the ones that mattered at the end of the game to try to get back.
And Kelly comes up huge for the Bayhawks. So
last one with the point of this team, and I remember being in this locker room after the Dallas loss and some of the words that you had that were strong about what this group needed to do. Again, with this 3-game sample size, the pulse of this team is what in your mind moving forward?
I think we're in a lot better shape. I think the way that I practiced them in the preseason, the first weekend where we didn't do any full field, we worked on areas that we had to improve on from last year, probably hurt us in the early season games. And unfortunately, having 4 games in a row on the road, you're not allowed to have enough guys in to fix the full field game. So we've had to come up with little different ways of doing that, and we're working on it right now. But I do see an improvement in transition offense, and I see an improvement in transition defense from playing these games. So we played 2 warm weather games on the grass. We've got another game coming up on the grass next Sunday, and I think we're in a lot better shape right now.
Well, a busy week, Coach. Thanks for the time, as always.
Thanks, Evan.